Hi, my name is Stephanie and I work with Horizon Elder Law and Estate Planning, and we specialize in senior and long-term care planning, and we also are accredited with the VA. We just were here today to talk with Lloyed Steere, and Lloyd is the president of the East Bay chapter of the, could you remind me the name of it?
Yep, it's VAREP, it's the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals.
Awesome, thanks.
Yep.
It's a really long name, so.
Yeah, VAREP, that works.
So I am so excited to learn more about this program because it is so great for our veterans here locally. It's a nonprofit organization that serves the local veterans, and this is a national organization that has 40 chapters. And you, Lloyd, are the president of the East Bay chapter, so it's been around for a few years. So I'm going to hand over the mic to you to share a little bit more about what this program is.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and to your viewers. So Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, VAREP, is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and as Stephanie mentioned, we help veterans. Our main mission is advocating sustainable, affordable home ownership. It is ongoing financial literacy education, information about the VA loan, and then economic opportunities for our veterans and our active duty military. So if they want to get a different job or if they want to buy a business, things like that, so that's what I mean by economic opportunities. In addition, we have two philanthropic sides. One is called VAREP Cares, where the donations that we get from our local vendors and our members go back to helping those veterans and heroes in our current area that just need a little help. And that can be a car repair or a mortgage payment. It doesn't necessarily have to be around the housing part of the chapter, but something that's just giving back to those veterans so that they can move forward with their lives and build from there. We also have another arm that is called the Stop, Drop, and Push campaign, and that is an organization that helps veterans suffering from PTSD get the holistic help that they need. So once they've gone through the medicinal and the psychological parts of PTSD, sometimes they need that help to reacclimate into their environment, and we do that through retreats, meetups, and other things like that. But a lot of times veterans can't afford to do that, or they have additional commitments outside of their family, and so we help provide that financial opportunity for them to get that holistic help that they need. So that's basically in a nutshell what we do.
That's wonderful.
It's pretty awesome. I've been a part of the organization since last May, meaning May of 2017, so for about 18 months. And when I came on board, there were 2 other board members of the 8 board members that we need to have a full board. So my first mission was to fill out the board, because without people, we couldn't do any of the events or help any veterans. So we've had a very good board and a full board for the last year or so. And in that year, we've raised over $30,000 to help our veterans, and we've helped veterans here in the local community find new housing. We've got homeless vets that we put into homes. We've helped veterans move that couldn't afford to move. They had to downsize or move out or get into different assisted living and things like that. So we are always looking for those opportunities to help those veterans. So if you and your business or your viewers know anybody that needs that kind of help, you can absolutely reach out to Stephanie or to myself. I'm sure she'll give you my contact information here later.
Yeah.
But we would love to know those folks, because they don't just land on our doorstep. It comes word of mouth when we need the help, and we have people that are looking for those opportunities for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to backtrack a little bit and just go into a little bit about you and how you got involved and what's your background. Why do you care about this subject?
Well, I am a Marine Corps veteran, so I served in the Marine Corps from 1985 to 1991, which was basically the end of Desert Shield and Desert Storm. And I was in the corporate world for 30 plus years. And even before, as I was growing up, my mom and dad were always involved in helping other people, whether it was delivering meals at Thanksgiving or doing things around the community to help. So it was kind of ingrained, and when I got into the business world, I also did that once a quarter when I would have my quarterly reviews, my managers would come in, and either a half or a full day of those meetings was dedicated to giving back to our local communities, depending on where I was working. The last place was here in Dublin, California. And when I got out of that and moved into real estate, I realized that I was missing something, and it was that community interaction. And I happened to be walking through our center, and another veteran reminded me. He said, "You're a veteran, aren't you?" And I said, "I am." He says, "I have a great organization you need to look into called VA Rep." So I looked into it, and it immediately hit me because of those ties that I had to the military. And when you put that together with what our veterans are going through today, and then in addition, the PTSD arm, it just resonated with me wholeheartedly. I couldn't help but jump right in with both feet. So I was very excited to hear about it. And as you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about keeping it going and making it very successful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are things that people in the community can do to support this organization?
Great question. So I know I mentioned a lot about the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, so it's perfect that you don't have to be in the real estate industry to help us. So our Patriot members are those folks that maybe you have an immediate family member, or maybe an uncle or a grandfather or a grandmother, or someone that you know, a friend, someone at church. But it seems like everybody, when you ask if they know a veteran, knows a veteran, whether it's immediate family or not. So we love our Patriot members. They serve on our community boards. They help us with our nonprofit functions. We do a lot of fundraising. So that's actually our key right now, is to help build that membership. So you don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be in real estate. You just have to care that you want to help our local heroes in the Tri-Valley area to become more successful. So you can go to varep.net and you can check out membership in there, or you can contact Stephanie or myself, and we'll be happy to guide you to where you need to go to be a member.
And I'll share a little bit more on how to contact us at the end of this video. So aside from that, if you're a veteran needing services, how do they get them? How do they initiate that? Do they just go to the website, or?
Yeah, another great question. So yes, they can do one of two things. You can go to the website. There's a lot of information. You can look up local chapters. You'll see all of our board members there, and you can click on a board member and you can direct email them. So that's a great way to start off within our local chapter. You can also contact us. We're all over Facebook and things like that, and of course word of mouth. And another key point that I'm going to ad-lib a little bit here onto your question, it doesn't have to be around housing. So VA Rep itself, we're obviously focused on affordable, sustainable home ownership and helping veterans understand the financial aspects of that. However, if you're looking for a DD 214, or you want to know about your VA benefits for medical, or you want to know about your post 9/11 Montgomery bill, you can still come to us. We have the resources to push you back to different organizations that are experts, just like we are in the housing spot. So you don't have to feel like you're all alone and I don't really care about the housing part, but I really want to go back to school. We can help put you in touch with those people that can guide you through that. So you can think of us from the housing standpoint, but you can think of us from a veteran standpoint as well.
That's great. So is there any cost to the veterans for this program?
None. There is no cost, and we'll kind of go back into a prior question. There's a $99 annual fee to become a member, and that's board members and everybody becomes a member. Because we are a national organization and because we lobby for veterans' rights in Washington, D.C., and we do a lot of other activities at a national level, that helps support us at a national level, as well as we do VA Rap, which is a talk radio. We have RT Magazine, which is a shout out to what's happening in the veteran communities. So that money usually goes to help support our national fundraising and our mission. But for veterans and people that are using our services, there's no cost. We're one of the few 501c3 organizations where 90% of the funds that we earn stay here to help our local veterans. So we're not like some other projects out there that have a lot of overhead and do a lot of advertising. We are word of mouth, and we're all volunteer organizations. So We don't get paid to do anything. There's no kickbacks. There's no feedback. This is about getting the money to the veterans that need the help.
That's awesome. I love it. So I want to get into the location. So you're
Okay.
East Bay.
We are East Bay.
So what areas does that cover? I mean, maybe what's the parameter?
Sure, great question again. So right now, the East Bay, because we are a fairly new chapter, even though we've been around for a few years, we're just getting a foothold in the area. Currently, we cover the ocean to the Central Valley, and then from Stockton down to San Jose. There's another chapter in Sacramento, there's another one in Yuba City, and there's one forming now in San Jose. So that will help us bring our services back up a little further south, because to be honest, that's too big of an area for 8 board members and our members to cover. That's a lot of people in the area. However, we don't want to dilute the area with a bunch of different chapters that have minimal membership and minimal footholds. So we're focusing on the East Bay right now, so we still cover that area. But eventually, you'll probably see maybe a San Francisco chapter and an Oakland chapter that will help subsidize the East Bay chapter. So large geographic area now. Hopefully, as we build our membership up, we'll have a little more traction and be able to condense those services a little more.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I love
Thank
this.
you.
I love this program. I'm so excited to share this with everybody. Is there anything that I didn't bring up that you think that our audience might want to hear about?
I think we probably covered everything. My biggest ask right now of our community is to get involved. If this is something that you're passionate about and want to help, I think one of the things, because I served so long ago, I just have to remind myself that these are kids that go into the armed forces. They're 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and a lot of them have never had a bank account, have never had a credit card, have never had to worry about meals and things like that. And when they go into the service, you get all that. You get a paycheck, you get a place to sleep, and you get fed. And most of the time you're getting clothed as well. So they go through that situation and never really are on their own, so they don't understand the budgeting process and things like that. And then we're putting them in the worst possible situation today, because if you're not aware, we're still at war. I know it doesn't hit the TV a lot anymore. And so I can't imagine having to go from high school or come out of college and then be put into a hostile environment in a country that's not your own to help protect all of us. And then when you're released from the military or you get out, to have to reacclimate and learn all these things all over again. That's why we're here. That's what I'm passionate about, is helping these kids who are now young adults to make that transition. And I'll give you a really scary statistic. Less than 2% of the United States population has served in the armed forces. However, over 40% of our homeless are veterans, which is a staggering statistic for me, that they've really given the ultimate sacrifice, and yet they don't have a door or a window, or can't find that door or window when they come home. So my plea to this audience is to come help join. Go to varep.net, go to Facebook, go to the East Bay VA Rep page, and join, become a member, and get involved. We would love to have you join our community and help.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
I can definitely see your passion, and I
Yeah.
so appreciate it. I just love this organization, and as from Horizon Elder Law, we fully support this organization. And
Oh, no, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing our new members now.
yeah, I do too. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.